Jordan Peterson is a prominent Canadian psychologist, professor, and author. He is recognized for his deeply analytical take on culture, psychology, and philosophy. Emerging into the public consciousness in the late 2010s, he gained widespread attention for his critiques of political correctness and his advocacy for free speech, particularly in the context of higher education. Let's examine some of his beliefs. What does Jordan Peterson believe about psychology? Peterson emphasizes the necessity of individual responsibility as a cornerstone of mental health and societal function. He asserts that taking responsibility for one's life leads to greater meaning and fulfillment. He believes in natural hierarchies within society, grounded in competence rather than privilege or oppression. Peterson argues that acknowledging these hierarchies can lead to better psychological well-being, as they reflect innate structures in nature and human behavior. Peterson posits that meaning can be derived from mythological narratives and archetypes, which he argues are essential for understanding life's complexities. He utilizes psychological theories alongside mythological stories to illustrate how these narratives help individuals navigate their lives. He warns against the dangers of ideological possession, where individuals become locked into rigid belief systems that override critical thinking and personal growth. This belief draws from his concern about totalitarian ideologies and is a theme he explores in his lectures and writings, arguing that ideologies can lead to destructive behavior and societal polarization. Peterson strongly advocates for freedom of expression, believing that free discourse is vital for both individual psychological health and societal progress. He argues that the suppression of speech leads to the stifling of individual thought and societal dialogue, a principle he articulates in various public debates and interviews. What does Jordan Peterson believe about religion? Peterson emphasizes the importance of interpreting religious texts, particularly the Bible, symbolically rather than literally. He believes that these stories encapsulate deep psychological truths and moral lessons that can guide individuals in their personal lives. This is a central theme in his book, Maps of Meaning: The Architecture of Belief, where he analyzes religious narratives as archetypal stories that reflect fundamental human experiences. He argues that religion serves a crucial psychological function by providing individuals with meaning and order in life. According to Peterson, the rituals, narratives, and structures found in religious traditions help individuals navigate the complexities and struggles of existence. This belief is explored in his lectures and discussions, where he emphasizes the necessity of meaning for psychological well-being. Peterson posits that religious beliefs deliver essential moral frameworks that shape ethical behavior and societal norms. He believes that without these frameworks, there can be a moral vacuum, leading to chaos and disorder. He often references the Judeo-Christian tradition as a foundation for Western morality in his discussions. A significant theme in Peterson's work is the idea that confronting the darker aspects of human nature, the abyss, is essential for personal growth and development. He believes that religious narratives provide a context for understanding and managing these darker impulses. This concept is discussed in 12 Rules for Life, where he connects psychological struggles to the narratives found in religious stories. Peterson advocates for a dialogue between science and faith, suggesting that both can coexist and benefit from each other. He believes that scientific understanding can enhance, rather than diminish, the insights offered by religious traditions. This synthesis is discussed in various interviews and public appearances, where he addresses the relationship between empirical knowledge and existential questions. What does Jordan Peterson believe about culture? Peterson believes that cultural narratives are essential for providing frameworks through which individuals can make sense of the world. He argues that these stories shape our understanding of morality, reality, and identity. In his book Maps of Meaning: The Architecture of Belief, he discusses how these narratives function as psychological maps that help individuals navigate their lives. He emphasizes the value of cultural traditions and their role in maintaining societal stability. Peterson contends that traditions embody the accumulated wisdom of generations and serve as guides for behavior and social interaction. He often speaks about the necessity of preserving these traditions to combat nihilism and chaos in modern society. Peterson posits that culture provides individuals with a sense of meaning and purpose, which is crucial for psychological well-being. He suggests that cultural practices, rituals, and shared beliefs contribute to a sense of belonging and can help individuals confront the challenges of existence. This theme is prevalent in his discussions surrounding the psychological implications of meaning, particularly in 12 Rules for Life. While endorsing the significance of cultural traditions, Peterson also acknowledges the value of cultural diversity. He argues that different cultures can offer insights and lessons that contribute to a broader understanding of universal truths. This perspective allows for dialogue and learning across cultural boundaries, promoting a richer collective human experience. Peterson often warns about the dangers of cultural disintegration and the loss of shared values. He argues that a society without a coherent cultural framework may fall into disorder and moral relativism, which can lead to social unrest and individual despair. He discusses this in various public appearances and interviews, emphasizing the need for a cohesive cultural identity to foster social cohesion. What does Jordan Peterson believe about politics? Peterson warns against the dangers of ideological possession, where individuals become so entrenched in their beliefs that they dismiss other viewpoints. He frequently discusses how this can lead to authoritarianism and totalitarianism, drawing historical parallels to regimes that arose from rigid ideological frameworks. This theme is explored in depth in his book 12 Rules for Life. Peterson argues that hierarchies, when based on competence rather than ideology, can lead to functional social structures. He believes that attempts to dismantle hierarchies, particularly in the name of political correctness or social justice, may undermine the effectiveness of organizations and governance. He has also articulated this belief in various public lectures and interviews, emphasizing the importance of meritocracy. A significant aspect of Peterson's political commentary concerns what he describes as cultural Marxism, which he believes influences contemporary political discourse through the promotion of political correctness. He argues that this trend stifles free speech and honest dialogue, leading to an environment where dissent is punished, ultimately harming societal cohesion. Peterson stresses that individual responsibility is crucial for a healthy political landscape. He encourages people to focus on personal accountability and self-improvement as a way to effect positive change in society. By advocating for the cultivation of individual character and resilience, he believes that citizens can contribute meaningfully to the political discourse. Peterson warns that a rise in nihilistic attitudes, where individuals believe that life lacks meaning or value, can have detrimental effects on political engagement and societal stability. He argues that without a shared sense of purpose and belief in individual agency, people may become disengaged from political processes, leading to apathy or extremist viewpoints. These insights are central to his discussions in Maps of Meaning. What does Jordan Peterson believe about education? Peterson emphasizes the necessity of fostering critical thinking in education, rather than simply promoting ideological conformity. He believes that students should be encouraged to engage with diverse perspectives and challenge prevailing narratives, which can lead to a more robust understanding of complex issues. He discusses these themes in various lectures and interviews, highlighting the necessity of intellectual independence. A significant aspect of Peterson's critique of the educational system is his opposition to political correctness and identity politics. He argues that these ideologies can stifle free speech and create environments where students are discouraged from expressing their views, ultimately limiting academic inquiry and open discourse. This stance is articulated in his book 12 Rules for Life and numerous public talks. Peterson asserts that education should instill a sense of personal responsibility in students. He believes that teaching students to take accountability for their actions and to develop their character is essential for their success, both in life and in academia. This view on personal agency is prevalent in his discussions about individual development and societal participation. Peterson warns about the dangers of groupthink within educational institutions, wherein students may feel pressured to conform to the views of the majority. He argues that this can suppress individual thought and creativity, leading to a homogenization of ideas that is detrimental to innovation and the pursuit of truth. He often cites the consequences of such environments in his lectures. Peterson critiques the increasing subjectivity in educational curricula, especially in subjects like art and literature, where he believes fundamental principles and rigorous standards should be upheld. He argues that a well-rounded education must include a foundation in objective knowledge, which helps students navigate the complexities of reality. This perspective is explored in depth in his discussions on the importance of classical education. What does Jordan Peterson believe about relationships? Peterson posits that loving relationships are fundamental to creating a meaningful life. He argues that deep, committed relationships provide individuals with a sense of purpose and belonging, which are essential for emotional and psychological well-being. He frequently emphasizes this point in his lectures and the meaning of individual responsibilities within intimate relationships. Peterson strongly believes that meaningful relationships require personal responsibility and commitment. He argues that love is not just a feeling, but a commitment to the well-being of another person, which includes being reliable, supportive, and trustworthy. This sense of duty enhances the bond between partners and contributes to overall life satisfaction. Effective communication is a recurring theme in Peterson's discussions about relationships. He highlights the importance of honest, open dialogue and the necessity of addressing conflicts constructively. He believes that learning to negotiate and communicate with a partner can lead to stronger relationships and deeper mutual understanding. Peterson emphasizes the role of loving relationships in parenting and family dynamics. He asserts that secure and loving environments are crucial for raising emotionally healthy children. He discusses how the quality of parental relationships can influence children's development and their future relationships. Another key belief of Peterson is that loving relationships can serve as a counterbalance to feelings of isolation and nihilism prevalent in modern society. He argues that when individuals feel connected to others through loving relationships, they are less likely to experience despair or a lack of purpose. He often discusses this aspect in the context of contemporary cultural challenges. What are some of Jordan Peterson's most popular ideas? Personal responsibility. Peterson emphasizes the importance of taking personal responsibility for one's actions and life circumstances. He argues that individuals have the power to shape their own destinies through their choices, which can lead to personal growth and fulfillment. This perspective is central to his philosophy and is discussed extensively in his works. The importance of meaning. Peterson asserts that the search for meaning is a fundamental aspect of human existence. He believes that having a sense of purpose can help individuals navigate life's challenges and uncertainties. In his view, meaning is often found in relationships, work, and facing suffering with courage. Hierarchies of competence. Peterson discusses the existence of natural hierarchies in human societies, primarily based on competence and skill. He posits that hierarchies, when based on merit and ability, can lead to successful outcomes in various fields. He sees them as necessary for organized societies and encourages individuals to strive for competence in their respective endeavors. The value of tradition. Peterson frequently highlights the importance of cultural and societal traditions. He argues that traditions carry wisdom accumulated over generations that can guide individuals and societies in making ethical and moral decisions. He believes that disregarding these traditions can lead to confusion and chaos. The dangers of ideologies. Peterson is critical of ideological thinking, especially extremist ideologies that simplify complex human experiences. He warns that these ideologies can lead to totalitarianism and the erosion of individual freedoms. He advocates for critical thinking and a nuanced understanding of social issues, instead of blind adherence to ideological beliefs. What are some of Jordan Peterson's most controversial ideas? Opposition to compelled speech. One of Peterson's most famous controversies arose from his opposition to Bill C-16, a Canadian law that proposed adding gender identity and expression to the list of prohibited grounds for discrimination. Peterson argued that the law would compel speech by forcing individuals to use preferred pronouns, which he views as a violation of free speech rights. This stance sparked significant debate regarding free speech and gender rights. Critique of postmodernism and political correctness. Peterson is a vocal critic of postmodern philosophy and what he describes as political correctness. He argues that these ideologies undermine Western culture and values, promoting a victim mentality and leading to societal fragmentation. Critics argue that his views on this issue can be overly simplistic and dismissive of legitimate social justice concerns. Gender differences and hierarchies. Peterson claims that many gender differences observed in occupational preferences and achievements can be attributed to inherent biological and psychological differences, rather than solely socialization. This belief has led to accusations of promoting a regressive view of gender roles, with critics arguing that it ignores the impact of social structures on these differences. Resistance to feminism and intersectionality. Peterson has been critical of contemporary feminist movements and the concept of intersectionality, which highlights how various social identities intersect and contribute to unique experiences of disadvantage. He contends that these movements often promote division and resentment between genders rather than fostering constructive dialogue. Peterson, 2018, Siegel, 2020. This critique has prompted backlash from many feminist scholars and activists. Views on religion and mythology. While Peterson acknowledges the psychological significance of religious beliefs and myths, he has faced criticism for allegedly conflating myth with literal truth in his discussions about Christianity and its moral framework. Critics argue that this interpretation could lead to an oversimplified understanding of complex socio-religious dynamics. Were your questions about Jordan Peterson's beliefs answered? Do you disagree with any of these representations of his beliefs? Do you agree or disagree with his beliefs as presented? Are there other areas of his beliefs that you would like me to explore? Please leave your thoughts and suggestions for future videos in the comments. Thank you for watching.